Okay, we are now joined by the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series champion, Chase Elliott. We'll go right to questions for Chase. We have mics on either side of the room. We'll start here in the middle with Lee and then go to Bob.
Lee Spencer, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio and CatchFence.com. Just talk about running double duty, not in the same extent as Larson, but Xfinity and Cups, and how helpful it is, or are you just doing it for the, for the fun of it?
Yeah, I mean, basically, it was pretty simple. It was just, Chad came to us over the winter last year and said they were going to likely be keeping the 17 Xfinity car going for another handful of races this year, and we're probably going to start incorporating some more ovals into that. So that was appealing to me, and they just, kind of sent out, hey, what races? These are the races we're thinking. What, do you guys have interest in? And then if any of our interested races, clash, then we would, figure out how to sort them out. We were all pretty laid back about it. It wasn't a huge thing. So just the way it worked out, yeah, Charlotte, fit, and it fit my schedule and fit their schedule. And I wanted to get some more, laps here. And I felt like that it would be a good weekend to do that. And it was on the calendar. So it worked out really good. So excited about it.
And Greg Ives, putting him in a position where he can build that team, but also mentor people who come in different areas of the team and try to get them Cup ready for Hendrick. How important is it to have somebody like Greg in that role?
No, I think it's extremely important, and I think, you touched on it, but that's the biggest piece of doing the 17 car in-house is it is challenging to make sure that our team members have the proper amount of reps at the racetrack during a practice environment. It goes by really quick, performing to the expectation and to the level that what a Cup crew chief expects of their guys. And it's just hard to get those guys reps, if they're new or if we have someone come off the road or, personnel change. So it's a really good opportunity for Hendrick Motorsports to, kind of groom their own people in their own way, have people ready in case, maybe a guy misses a weekend. You have somebody that can jump in and has a little bit of experience and to know what to expect and just how to execute a proper practice and things like that. So that has really been the biggest reason for it, the biggest reason why I think it's continued, and ultimately I think it's a really good decision for the company to make sure not just the drivers are getting some extra reps here and there, but it's also important for the crew members too as well.
Go to Bob here in the middle.
Bob Hockris, Fox Sports. NASCAR fined Ricky $75,000 for the punch. That's the most they've ever fined a driver. Is that
75?
75,000.
1,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard he got fined. I didn't know it was $75,000.
Yeah, $75,000. So I guess I was going to ask if you thought it was appropriate, but I don't know if you've thought about it much. But do you think that's a lot? Yeah, obviously,
it's a lot of money. That seems wild to me. Trying to think about what to say, but yeah, that seems like a lot for that situation. I mean, I might, yeah. You gonna fine him, but you gonna promote with it? Like, what are we doing? That's a little strange to me. It's just my first thought that comes to my mind is it's a lot of money to fine a guy, but it's not okay, but we're gonna blast it all over everything to get more clicks. I don't really agree with that.
Go over here to Jacob.
Jacob Zillman, Race Face Digital. Chase, kind of following up from what Lee started with, you haven't been able to do the much Xfinity racing over the last couple of years. What do you enjoy about being able to take a step back into the series? I feel like really that kind of launched your career up to the Cup level.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, those 2 years, 14 and 15 were, particularly 14 was, a really big year for me, and just the way the timing all worked out and whatnot. It was really last minute that we even raced full time that year. It was a really good shot. We were just going to run 5 or 6, and I would have been thrilled with that, and everything, just all the pieces of the puzzle fit together at the right time with Napa and everything else. So to your point, yes, 2 extremely important years for my career, particularly 14, and I kind of felt like that was my opportunity, to either do something or not, and especially when it became a full-time season versus 5 or 6 races that we had talked about doing as well.
Come up here to the front to Al.
Yeah, Chase, Al Pierce with Auto Week. Denny Hamlin recently said he'd rather win a lot of races and no championships rather than a few races and championships. You've done both. You've won a lot of races, you've won championship. Which of those 2 elements of the sport do you are most proud of, the wins or the championship?
That's a good question. I mean, I think it depends on where you're at in your life, honestly. Like when I get done racing and I look back, I'm going to be proud that we won a championship. I'm also proud of the wins for sure, but I think having a lot of wins means that you've had a lot of good days spread out through a long period of time. So I just think that general satisfaction that you get from a race win or a day going your way, if those numbers are, if those wins are in large quantities like that, I think ultimately that means you've had a lot of good days leaving the racetrack and a lot of satisfaction and performance and yourself and your team. And I can understand his argument on that for sure, because, races happen weekly. A championship only happens one time a year. I think the championship thing is something that probably sticks with you more after you get done in that type of gratification. But certainly being in the moment, being in the heat of the battle, I think winning a lot can certainly make your just overall satisfaction of how you're doing with your job more enjoyable and happier.
Any more questions for Chase? We got one in the back, Zach Sterniolo.
Zach Sterniolo, NASCAR.com. Chase, with Kyle's experience in Indy, how closely have you been following what he's been doing, how the 5 team has been reacting to it as well, and how tuned in will you be on Sunday as that race is going on?
Yeah, I've tried to keep up for sure. I mean, it's been fun to watch what I have been able to keep up with, and it seems like they've been doing a great job at Indy, and obviously I work closely with Cliff. I hear a lot from him and whatnot, way more than the IndyCar side. So I'm hearing most of it from him, and he's a extremely well prepared guy, and I know he's going to do his part to make sure that his side of the picture goes really well. So I wouldn't be concerned about that at all. If I was Kyle or anybody else. But yeah, I think that they seem to be handling it all extremely well. It seems like just the logistics and the plans and the backup plans and all that stuff with the aviation group and everything else. They're all they're just all top-notch people. At least at Hendrick Motorsports, I feel like Rick does a really good job of choosing the people that work in different departments, and everyone's excited about it. I think it's really cool for everyone involved because everyone is playing a role in making it happen. It's such a team effort to make sure that he can get back and forth and do all the right things. And I think anytime you have an opportunity like that to tie in more people that already work at the company, I think is super healthy, because it gives people an opportunity to be a part of something that they might not normally be, on a given weekend, which is fun.
Anything else for Chase? All right. Well, good luck this Sunday,
Thank you.
Chase. Thank you.
Appreciate it.